Single drop.
Alright! Welcome to the Honcast.com presentation. I'm Breaky CPK and I'm gonna be your shoutcasting host. Joining me as always is Phil the Thrill of the Honcast staff, and this is gonna be a TMM match 7-8-5. And we're gonna see Team Box of Kitten yet again on the Hellborn side this time though, versus Team Wise Crony on the Legion side. So, I mean, yet again we see like a best of one series. So we're gonna see both teams trying really hard this side. Like there's not gonna be like weird teams or anything. Like no throws, nothing. Like just the best plays we're gonna see. So, I mean, first thing first, I'm joined by Phil. So, how you doing, Phil? Oh, you know, Bricky, as always, I'm doing terrific, you know. Like, this is Heroes of the New World, we're gonna see a really good game yet again. I mean, the Hellborn side, we actually see some really good right-click picks already, so, I mean, can't wait to see this game. Yeah, for sure, Phil. So, anyways, we're gonna see a Voodoo Jester pick right there from Grey, and Tundra getting picked right there by this this brown player. We actually snapped called mid pretty early in this game, so we're gonna see how he does. We see Pyromancer actually getting picked by Pink, swap to Grey, and Pink is gonna play Voodoo Jester. So the final lineup for the Hellborn side kind of looks like it's gonna be Voodoo Jester, Pyromancer, First Second Archer, Luna, and Tundra. So, I mean, it's a pretty good team when you think about it. Gonna be pretty good lanes. I mean, Tundra mid, Pyro and Voodoo, or Pyro and FA. No, actually, it's gonna be Pyro and Voodoo bottom and FA Luna top. So, I mean, all range except for Tundra is gonna be a pretty good team. We see on the Legion side, Dr. Repulsor for mid for sure, and we're gonna see Ra probably jungle since there are 3 melee right there, and probably Geomancer and Emerald Warden top, and Pestilence Soul bottom, or something of the likes. Maybe they're gonna lane a double melee lane with 2 stuns, but I mean, we're gonna see what they do. In the meantime, we see Light Blue actually not happy about the casting right here, but he actually doesn't realize he can actually mute this brown player who actually seems to talk way too much. So, we're gonna see a pretty probably bad matchup for this Dr. Repulsor against a Tundra mid, you know. Tundra is a pretty solid hero for mid, and pretty solid melee hero who's gonna deny a lot of creeps against this Dr. Repulsor, so tough luck for him, but when he gets 6 he can actually control the runes pretty well. So, for the bottom lane we're gonna see a pretty good kill lane for the Hellborn side, you know, like Voodoo Jester, stuns, and Cursed Grounds, and then Pyro stuns and like just nukes him out, and like anyone would die to that pretty much. So it's gonna be pretty rough, and we see just any stun with Forsaken Archers is like really good kill lane as well. You know, just you stun, you lane the Crippling Volley, you get the skeletons out, and you do the skeleton rape as they call it usually. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we see some kill lanes coming out from the Hellborn side, so the Legion side actually being pretty kind of lucky with their picks because they have 3 strengths, 3 like pretty tanky melees actually. Geomancer not being strength, but I mean with the escape mechanism. But he's probably gonna lane top to actually abuse that the most he can. And we see Tundra actually missing his block right there, like a terrible player. So. Like we actually see Geomancer right there warding, but I mean it's safe for him because he has a escape mechanism as said earlier. He's just gonna kite the Hellborn side all the way to the river. It's just like they can't really kill him. Actually, not using a spell right there, even staying at full mana. The other team actually turning on this Forsaken Archer. You know, Emerald Warden harassing this Forsaken Archer, so this is pretty bad news for them. He's gonna actually being in some kind of trouble, but Luna coming back to help him, and we're gonna see probably a first blood. Yes, first blood right there. Bloodlust. Sorry, I mean too much Dota lately. So first blood coming out for a Luna, which is going to be really good for the Legion side. And Emerald Warden diving really far in, and we're probably going to see a second kill for this Luna. We're going to see how he does. In the meantime, we see Tundra farming mid at the tower like G6, and missing a creep kill right there. And we're going to see Tundra actually getting probably the last hit on this Emerald Warden, who turns around at the sight of this Tundra. But he's gonna die right here. No, actually, Forsaken Archer dying to this, but I mean, not Forsaken Archer, but Forsaken Archer getting the kill, and Luna picking up the kill on DR mid, who actually came to help his orange player. But that was really terrible for the top lane. You know, on the Legion side, they actually 3 kills coming out for the top lane, and like that's huge for them. 2 players still being level 1, even if they got 2 kills. But I mean, you can't ask for everything in life. So we see actually Clorax, the Grey player at bottom, getting picked off right there by this Pestilence. A double melee lane as called out earlier, but Ra diving way back behind the tower and actually dying to the tower. But I mean, getting the kill first, so I mean, it's pretty good for him. So we see a Tundra being level 4 against a level 2 Doctor Repulsor. This is really bad for the Doctor. I mean, he's gonna get dominated for sure. We see the chicken actually coming in the middle lane, but Tundra actually with his like, I mean, we've seen the Honcastmyself player. You know, he's a really good micro player, regularly like one of the best. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like he's really good at microing multiple units. It's kind of like he plays StarCraft or something. So we see actually Dr. Repulsor trying to farm right here with his nukes, but nothing. Like it doesn't work, you know. We see him maining up on this Tundra, but Tundra doesn't want to hear any of it. You know, actually using the Court Shoulder, actually taunting this Dr. Repulsor, and actually gonna throw his axes. But no, he's actually not gonna throw and get humiliated by this Dr. Repulsor. I mean, this is really terrible plays right there by this brown player who actually like shows he's brown for some reason or something. So Dr. Repulsor actually being unlucky right there, but we see Luna actually gonna go pick up this Ace Rune and maybe make something happen if the Doctor gets greedy and doesn't use potion right away. So in the meantime, we see Forsaken Archer actually has his boots already. Luna with 900 gold saved up right there, and you know, nothing special for the items on the bottom lane except for Ra. Both like Amun-Ra and Pestilence actually having boots, so bad news bear, as they say. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like boots early game is really strong. We see actually Luna going back to top right there, maybe trying to get some kills with his Ace Rune. We see Forsaken Archer, Emerald Warden actually being pretty low right there. So we're gonna see what happens from there. Yeah, actually Emerald Warden getting rooted by yes, big snipe by Luna, crippling volley, and the snipe actually landed from the top lane. So we see good players actually making some big plays right there. In the meantime, we see Tundra actually still being ahead in levels, but Dr. Repulsor actually picking up his bottle after all, so this is pretty bad news for him. We're gonna see that the rune being top, so Tundra actually probably gonna miss his axes right there. But no, he actually cold shoulders ahead to hit the Dr. Repulsor at the last second. So probably gonna see this Dr. Repulsor heading for the top rune, but is he gonna get intercepted by this Tundra? Probably, but I mean, he's probably gonna pick it up anyways. So we see Tundra actually trying to get that, but he's not. You know, Dr. Repulsor actually picking that rune up. Tundra actually wishing he has his minions right there to steal his Doctor, but no, it's not. We see 2 kills yet again coming out at top. Luna and Forsaken Archer doing some great work, getting some kills in that lane, you know. So despite this Tundra actually playing pretty bad, you know, the other lanes are doing good. So we see actually Box of getting like the pink player actually picking off a kill right there. But I mean, Ra's is actually might get away, but this Tundra actually gonna chase this Ra. But I mean, good luck to him. Ra has boots and he has some movement speed increase and actually gonna pot himself as well. So I mean, Tundra wasting some more time right there trying to gank this Ra player. In the meantime, you see Forsaken Archer actually picking up his phase boots already. You know, really early phase boots, and Luna trying to finish hers as well. We see some TP from this Pyromancer player actually wanting to gank this Dr. Repulsor. Probably not gonna happen, but I mean, some help isn't bad. So we see actually Pestilion's probably TPing top and killing this this Aludno at an ultimate warrior streak. Oh yeah, I mean, like, that's really important. If you see like lanes losing, your teammates losing lanes, you know, it's really important to actually like go help them. So we see actually Pyro landing a stun on Pestilence right there, and we're gonna see Tundra actually try to slow him down, but nothing's gonna come out of it. And the rune's actually bottom, so that's bad for Tundra. You know, he has to run all the way. But we see Pyromancer diving really deep right there, and gonna die to this combo, Pestilence and Dr. Repulsor, and even Geomancer TPing right there. So pretty decent play from him right there. But I mean, can't really blame him wanting to, you know, finish a kill on this Pestilence. So we see Doctor actually wanting to get the rune right there, not realizing Tundra has it. Actually gotta keep going, maybe. No, yes he does actually keep going, and we see Pestilence right there against the nasted Tundra, but I mean Tundra is actually scared right there of pretty much everything that can come to him right now, including Dr. Repulsor with his ult. And yes, we see right there Pestilence, Dr. Repulsor, and Ra actually trying to finish his Tundra off. Let's see what happens right here, and we see even Geomancer coming to play with them. This is very bad news. Tundra actually wishing he has his ult right now. He had his ult. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like, if he had his ult right there, he could actually like burst one down and just get away with his haste rune, but no luck for him. I mean, that death actually proving out to be very bad for him. Yeah, I mean, we see early deaths like that can hurt your game later. Yeah. I mean, like, we see that pretty much every game. Yeah, I know. So we're actually gonna see like a stun from Tundra come out on the target, and we're gonna see like Voodoo Jester actually curse ground that target right after, and like that target's gonna die for sure. We're gonna see Amunra actually getting initiated on right there. We see Voodoo Jester going back, but is he actually gonna do something? No, he actually stack the stuns and does nothing right there. But the stun actually bounces back to Amunra. The brown player actually getting the last hit right there, but he's actually gonna try to run from this Dr. Repulsor, but actually Dr. Repulsor actually dies to the nukes from Pyromancer, so this will dies to this Voodoo Jester, but I mean the nukes from Pyromancer actually helping way more than anything pink player did, so a very bad initiation from the Legion side, the Legion side right there. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty weak fight for them, you know. Not much happened right there, you know, for the Legion side. Actually, they tried to kill Tundra and nothing happened, and they just lost the fight outright. Yeah, so a pretty bad decision from Wise Crony and his crew. But I mean, you can't really blame him, you know. It was for sure. You want to get some kills, and you get greedy. You see a low HP target, and you want to kill him. But I mean, that was a really bad play. We see actually huge initiation yet again on this Tundra, and we're gonna see probably him fall right there. Yes, we see him fall to this Geomancer and Dr. Repulsor combo. It's kind of like this brown player is not paying attention and like doing something else or something, because that was a pretty obvious gang. But I mean, what can you do? So in the meantime, we see Voodoo Jester actually getting a mana potion right there. Forsaken Archer actually farming not too well, it seems. Probably has something banked up, because he's had the same items for like 3 or 4 minutes right now. Luna finishing her phase boost right there. That's pretty good for him. We see Tundra actually tipping bottom, wanting to kill this Pestilence. He has his ult right now, so we can easily chain both like the spells with Pyromancer right there. So we're gonna see what happens right there. Pyromancer actually diving in, maybe throwing out the gank, but worth a try since he has a debuff on. So we're gonna see actually Tundra and Voodoo Jester heading out for this Dr. Repulsor. Voodoo Jester actually running some really random way for no reason, but I mean, is he gonna stun this Dr. Repulsor? Yes, he will. No, he's not. So we see actually a stun on Dr. Repulsor right there and a triple stun from Pyro right there, and the nuke to kill this Dr. Repulsor. But I mean, this Pestilence wants to get away, but no, he's gonna get slowed by this Tundra right here. miss nuke actually by this Pyromancer, but I mean we're gonna see a stun right there, and Tundra with a cold shoulder to finish it off. Huge micro with the coral and the bird right there to actually finish off this kill. I mean, and we see actually Tundra manning up onto this Ra, but actually gonna get initiated on by this Geomancer. Geomancer actually ulting nowhere. Ra still slowed by this, and yet again we see actually Dr. Repulsor initiating on this Tundra, but Tundra actually buying before dying, and so some gold for Ra for sure, but I mean not too many lost gold on this Tundra. They're actually actually struggling on levels right there, and you know, he needs his Speed Charge higher level, and he needs his Skull of Winter higher level. So I mean, what are you gonna do? And we see actually right here, Light Blue actually being a MMR nerd and wanting to win more than having fun. So I mean, we see that often. You know, like this is of course a casual game. You know, being a lane event at like California somewhere. So I mean, Forsaken actually taking that way too seriously, and we see Tundra actually using his ult on Pestilence, and Pestilence is gonna fall right here to the auto attack from big snipe, but kind of missed. But I mean, this bounces from the ult of from the stun of Voodoo Jester is too much, and we see Tundra actually picking up the last hit on this Geomancer. He's gonna keep chasing, maybe hoping for a kill right here, getting his bird and his coral out. But I mean, Dr. Repulsor's gonna escape for sure. We see actually Rob being still at the tower and actually gonna get slowed by this coral. Stunned by the Voodoo Jester and still slowed, but I mean nothing's gonna come out of that. We see actually Emerald Warden being right there at the tower, and nothing's gonna happen. We might see actually another stun from this Voodoo Jester, but big ult by Pyromancer to actually finish off this. But yet again, Dr. Repulsor there to finish off this Tundra. Tundra actually getting his axes out, but I mean, yeah, Clorax the Pyromancer actually gonna get the last hit onto Emerald Warden, but dying to the tower, actually wasting his nuke right there, but I mean, kill's a kill, you know. So we see Dr. Repulsor being at the right place at the right time yet again, but I mean, it was a 3-4-3 exchange, it looks like. So I mean, the Hellborn side needs to actually start playing better, it looks like. You know, maybe too much diving right there on the Emerald Warden. See Voodoo Jester actually warding up the middle lane, and actually might gank this route with this Tundra. Tundra actually having his ult right there, and he's gonna use it on Amunra, and we're gonna see them stack stuns yet again instead of actually using Cursed Round. So I mean, we could actually say that's a pretty bad play, but I mean, Ra's gonna fall anyways to the cold shoulder from Tundra. So we might actually see a middle push right there. Pyromancer might stun this TP here right there, but no, he's actually gonna back, and yet again, this Dr. Repulsor seems to have something against this Tundra. I mean, coming to gank him for probably a fourth time right there. In the meantime, we see some items picked up on this Tundra. You know, finishing his steam boots earlier and getting a power supply. We see Pink player actually going for a big fight right there. Actually, Pyromancer stealing the illusion rune, but it's gonna fall right there. But we see actually Aluna missing his nuke onto the Dr. Repulsor, but I mean nothing's gonna come out of it. And we see actually a region rune actually spawning right there, which is really lucky for this Dr. Repulsor. Is actually gonna be able to like move around the map and for free pretty much. So 5-man push, a big push right there. So the Legion side might actually get the middle tower right there. We see a big stun onto this Geomancer, and we see Tundra actually going for him, but I mean nothing's gonna come out of it. It seems like he's gonna have to waste his ult to actually finish the kill right there, and it's a trade. We see Pyromancer TPing in, actually getting silenced by this Emerald Warden. We see a big stun right there by Voodoo Jester, actually gonna cancel his ult for no reason. But Ra's gonna fall to the tower right there, and himself for that matter, and the stun just bouncing everywhere, you know. Dr. Repulsor going around with his region rune and actually gonna fall to Aluna in the tower, but Aluna dying to the Emerald Warden and Dr. Repulsor combination. We see Forsaken Archer actually coming right behind them and actually ulting, but not actually rooting the orange player. Orange gonna come out, but actually gonna die to the skeletons right there probably. So no, actually he fails at the gank, and we see Tundra actually coming out to help him, but this is pretty bad news for Forsaken Archer, who's way too deep against the Geomancer and the Pestilence. Pestilence actually stunning him right there, but is he gonna get him? Phase boost versus sprint. Who's gonna win? Can't tell yet. No TP still on the secondary tier tower, but we see actually Forsaken Archer 18 HP right there. Pyro actually right there to the stun. We see Pestilence actually getting taunted by this Tundra, and actually Tundra sniping him with his axe, you know, winning the award for biggest snipe of the game yet. So I mean, Amunra still no Elmo Black Legion at 16 minutes into the game. This is really bad. He needs to snowball earlier than that, but I mean, the Hellborn side doesn't really have any front player either, except for this Forsaken Archer who actually just finishes Frostburn right there. And Pyromancer has his Steam Boots. I mean, arguably the best hero to have Steam Boots on in the whole game. We see Geomancer actually right there, and main down by Voodoo Jester, who has actually a pretty good farm himself with his Tablet of Command, but not manning up, you know, I mean, not taking risks, that's fine. We see still the Geomancer still being way out of position, but I mean, nothing's gonna come out of it. We see yet again an all mid concentration from both teams, it looks like, except for Emerald Warden who's farming bottom, so nothing yet. We see actually the AUG getting picked off right there for no reason. Pestilence manning up, but just actually using his ult, you know, probably has no mana soon, but we see Geomancer who picked up the Narcan Rin right there, who's gonna be able to give him some mana anytime. Aluna actually spamming his her sniper right there, but not doing too much damage to anyone. So this is pretty much a stalemate position right here, and no one's doing anything. We see Tundra actually eager to use his ult on anyone who comes close. We see Pestilence actually getting ulted by this Tundra, and we're gonna see a big Maledict right here, or not. Actually, no Maledict from Voodoo Jester, who prefers to use his stun right there for some reason, yet again. But I mean, stun actually bouncing on multiple people. So we see the Pestilence fall to all of that, but
one of your structures is under attack.
In the meantime, bottom lane getting pushed out by the Emerald Warden. Emerald Warden who's now mid. But the push is starting right there. Pyromancer actually not choosing to go Fervor, which would help to push, but I mean, that's we see that's pretty much a matter of preference. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like, some people we see it happen every time. You know, it's just people going not going Fervor, going Fervor level 4 to push more. I mean, it's hard to tell. Yeah, thank you, Phil. So we see actually the bird actually getting initiated on yet again by this Legion side, who has an Emerald Warden to actually spot it. So it's, I mean, Emerald Warden yet again proving to be a pretty strong hero right here. We see Tundra with his gonna get his ult in 5 seconds, so we might actually see Voodoo Jester use his Cursed Ground on the target this time. We see Pyro actually going to farm top, which is fine. I mean, it's a stalemate position anyways. We see Dr. Repulsor being way too ahead, Tundra ulting him, and we see some big damage coming out, and he's actually gonna get Cursed Ground and even like rooted by everyone. Big snipe by Luna and dies to the Tundra ult and the combination. We see Tundra actually using his Invis rune, but I mean, Swarm on, that's not gonna do anything. Too bad for you. So yet again, stalemate position broken by this initiation by Tundra. I mean, his ult has a long range and it's being used for sure. So we see Voodoo Jester actually stunning the Ra right there, and Ra being in a really bad position, getting stunned by this Voodoo Jester. Voodoo Jester actually ulting and getting cancelled by the ult from Geomancer. Actually, like, we don't see that ult landing off, and we see Pyromancer actually coming to help his team. Might get a double stun right here, actually cancelling his stun, but finishing off this Ra. Ra's actually gonna get back right here, but big overextension right there by the whole team. Ra actually not falling, but Geomancer actually being pretty low and getting finished off by Tundra. Tundra actually running out. Pestilence no mana to stun, but we see Dr. Repulsor coming in, probably gonna finish off. But no, it's actually Emerald Warden who comes from the top to finish up this Tundra right there. And we see a genocide actually coming out already. Some other people actually died in middle while the top fight was happening, and pretty bad news right there. The Grip player actually, giving up already, but his whole team still wants to keep playing, and a big call out right there. A shout out to all the bad French player apparently or something from Orange. So I mean, pretty cocky right there, when the game's clearly not over. So we might see some trash talk coming right back up to him if he loses in the end. And we see actually like a premature defense right there before the towers was actually in deny range. So I mean, that's we see that happening a lot, but would have been a mistake from this Dr. Repulsor to overpush, I guess. So we're gonna see yet again an all mid concentration from both teams, it looks like. So we might actually see yet again another kill from Tundra's ult on someone, but I mean, that's the Legion side might actually not make the same mistake again. And we see actually Grey crying about being all mid, but actually TPing mid. So we're gonna see some big initiation right here on Geomancer, is actually way ahead. Pyro missing his stun, but Tundra actually waiting for his stun to be up to actually initiate. Probably on Geomancer or on Emerald Warden, or even on Dr. Repulsor if he actually comes down there, but he's not. I mean, he's just gonna stay uphill, playing really safe. Might actually go and push top, but never know. We see actually Dr. Repulsor being right there, right at the bottom, and gonna get ulted probably by Tundra. Tundra actually trying to ult him, nothing's gonna come out of it. Actually axing the Emerald Warden and Dr. Repulsor all together, and we're gonna see a big push right there by the Hellborn side, who's actually gonna get the tower for sure. And we see a big ult from Geomancer, and actually feeling really hard. And we see Emerald Warden being way ahead right there, getting stunned by Tundra, getting nuked actually, and not gonna die actually. This is crazy, Pestilence actually picking up his portal key but doing nothing with it. And we see a big curse ground right there, actually like helping to kill off the Dr. Repulsor, and a free tower given out by the Hellborn side, the Hellborn side top. So this is pretty bad news for them. In the meantime, we're probably gonna see a second tower, so 2 towers for that initiation, which is really good. And actually, Eluna with a huge snipe in the fountain on Orange. So I mean, we see Forbid playing Eluna all the time. I mean, that's like, we can tell why right now. He's just amazing, sniping everyone all over the map, and happens at least once a game with him. So it's pretty amazing. So we see actually Pyromancer probably finish his portal key pretty soon. I mean, we could see some even bigger initiations from that when Tundra actually ults and has his puzzle box on, but I mean, not yet. So we see Ra actually farming the creeps right there. Pestilence with his portal key actually roaming around the map. So Phil, what do you think right now? Well, I mean, like, if Forsaken Archer actually finishes her Frostburn pretty soon, I mean, we could see her carrying, and Ra still has no farm, so it's pretty bad for them. Dr. Repulsor still with really low farm, and he's actually gonna get initiated on by this Tundra Invis right there. That's pretty bad for him. And we see actually Pyromancer getting on and actually gonna combo him right there. Geomancer actually getting ulted by the Voodoo Jester and the Voodoo Jester, but actually get Coral getting stunned right there by this Pestilence, this Geomancer. And that's gonna help Pestilence actually get out. So pretty good play right there. Ra yet again being a real bitch to this Tundra player, and Tundra actually wasting his axes completely for some reason. That was really weird. So yeah, Phil. Phil? Phil? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Breaking my mic was off. Actually, I was saying while my mic was off, I was saying, like, we're gonna need like some range carrying from the Legion side to actually like to have a chance of winning this game. Like, you see Emerald Warden with nothing yet. I mean, the Life Tube is not gonna it's not gonna help.
The
Like,
Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
you know, it's not gonna help, you know. So yeah, of course, Phil. Yeah. Anyways, we see yet again Emerald Warden, you know, just AFK coming mid for no reason, but actually finishing the tower. So I mean, that's, he doesn't get a tower kill by anything else, I guess. Big deny right there by Pyromancer, actually paying attention to the game, it seems. So forcing an archer actually finishing his Frostburn right here, and we see Pestilence right there mid, and is actually gonna get initiated by this Tundra probably if he comes in farm, but he actually stays back, being smart. Voodoo Jester stacking the Ancients for the Hellborn side, and we see 3 people mid for the Legion side yet again. You know, playing all mid, kind of looks like that's their favorite mode in custom games. And we see Voodoo Jester actually turning around, going to kill this Doctor Repulsor with Tundra right here. Tundra actually gonna stun right there, and big initiation by Tundra. And we see no actually Curse Ground, but I mean no, the Invis rune was popped way too fast right there. Oh yeah, I mean that's too bad. Like they had it right there. If like just a little faster stun, but I guess that's props to Doctor Repulsor right there. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, pretty good player. You know, you can't go against that. You see him right there with 400 HP, and you know, decent escape, I guess. Not a bad rune for the time. He actually could have ulted out, but he decided to just use his Invis rune instead. In the meantime, we see yet again huge concentration of heroes mid. Geomancer, Amun-Ra, and Pestilence being mid. Pestilence actually can initiate with his Blink Dagger. We see actually Pyro blinking into Dr. Repulsor right there, but Dr. Repulsor staying alive with very low amount of HP. Ult for Pyromancer decided to prove to be actually the wrong decision instead of stunning and ulting after. So we might actually see the Hellborn side try to gank this Amun-Ra top. I mean, if Ra actually decides, but no, a big trap by Emerald Warden actually scouting out the Hellborn side and no ganks happen. See Pestilence actually wanting to gank the team right there, but Tundra's actually gonna try to stun him. Yes, the stun's actually gonna go out right there. And we see some decent initiation right there from Tundra, but nothing, like no one comes, it seems. Pyromancer with low mana, but we see Emerald Warden in the back right there, actually being way overcommitted, but big stun by Ra right there, and big stun by Pestilence, and big ult by Geomancer actually. Wow, big stuns. Pyromancer actually stunning 2 players right there, but everyone falls way too fast. We see actually Dr. Repulsor disjointing the last hit right there on Pyromancer, and Pyromancer dying to run the trap of Emerald Warden. So a very bad fight right there for the Hellborn side with a couple of low HP heroes, but that's about it. So this is actually Orange blacking out, probably like too much action, and you know, just passing out because this game is like too much for him. In the meantime, we see an illusion rune top right there, and Ra still being stuck on his headdress and Helm of the Black Legion combination. And what do you think about those items, Phil? Those items. Well, you know, Bricky, like, I'd really like, those items are fine. I mean, they're not great by any means, but they're fine. But I really like to see at least 1 TP on any player on the Legion side, and we see like they have 0 TPs. Maybe no, like there's nothing. So this is weird. I mean, we usually see like competitive player actually like getting a TP on every hero all the time, but this team just doesn't seem to care about them. We see Dr. Repulsor actually picking up the illusion rune right there and actually going back to the top of his hill, the Ancients. But we see the Hellborn side actually gonna try and gank this Pestilence farming right there. But Pestilence might just blink out right there if he has any kind of wards, but it doesn't look like it. So we see actually big initiation right there by the whole team, and actually even Tundra wasting his shards. And we see the chicken actually being stuck right there, since Pestilence wanted to bring in himself some items. But are we gonna see a big blink and stun by this Pyromancer? No, not happening. Pyromancer actually getting counter-initiated on by this Dr. Repulsor, and no follow-up by the whole team. The team actually decided to go back, and miss stun by Forsaken Archer yet again. we see Thunder actually blocking himself with his own puzzle box minions right there, and actually gonna fall because of that big tablet right there into the creeps from Voodoo Jester. But I mean, this humans are actually panicking right there and double clicking his stun, so that it dies right there. And Dr. Repulsor with no mana right there, but I mean, Ra's still there and everyone's still there. Voodoo Jester actually staying way back for some reason and coming back in right after and dying. So yet again, a really bad fight for the Hellborn team, and they're probably gonna fall right there, fall back at least for Pink. So a game that looked pretty much in the bag for the Hellborn side. Like, look, that smells the throw, you know. Oh yeah, I mean, like, this game is just pretty much, you know, Heroes of New Earth in general. It's just which team can throw harder. You know, that's how I see it, and that's like, you know. It's all about mistakes. We see him rewarding and issued on by his Pyromancer, actually ulting and killing him, finishing the serial killer streak and putting him in his place. Orange spot, feeding. So we see Ra actually gonna finish his art pretty soon, probably. So pretty bad news for the Hellborn side, who actually have nothing to stop that yet. We see Tundra still having like pretty much 0 GPM and not having a level 3 puzzle box at 32 minutes in the game, which is pretty terrible for Tundra. So we're gonna see what he's gonna try to do. He's probably gonna try to farm right here for a bit and finishing his puzzle box to stop this Ra. Should be pretty important. Eluna and her Elflower is pretty, like, of course, pretty useful against the Dr. Repulsor, who is actually rushing for a Shrunken Head first, since he's actually not being the only carry in this team. Is actually like a team with like 4 carries and a Geomancer, pretty much. So a pretty smart decision from him. Just, you know, just being the annoying Dr. Repulsor with a Shrunken Head on, and nothing can stop him pretty much except for Thunder Ultimate. Oh yeah, I mean, for sure. And we see actually right there, Forsaken Archer probably going for a Shroud right here, and you know, like, yet again, the Grey player calling for a concede vote for no apparent reason, and the whole team actually voting it down. So all this pessimistic like thoughts might actually turn around and bite them, you know. Just when you think you lost, I mean, you're probably gonna lose. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like, just being like, just thinking you can win really helps sometimes. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said, Phil. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that was right. That's all I gotta say. And we see actually Geomancer being right there, but yet again, Voodoo Jester just manning down, not being too sure if he wants to initiate or not. Thunder actually trying to finish off those ancients. Voodoo Jester might actually help him with his stun, but we see Geomancer actually warding right there. Is he gonna ward? Voodoo Jester actually stunning him. Curse ground, no curse ground. No, really late curse ground. And Geomancer actually escaping with his stun yet again, like a Magmus would do. See Forsaken Archer actually finishing those ancients for instead of wasting them. Geomancer actually manning up right there or not? I mean, kind of scared it seems. And we see 4 main, and we see actually Pestilence and Invis Rune from Dr. Repulsor actually screwing up the team, and Dr. Repulsor getting bursted down right there. But we see Tundra just getting obliterated by this this ult from Geomancer, but big damage by Forsaken Archer and Aluna right there, and Pyromancer actually neuting a Pestilence so he can't blink. And yet again, yet another hit on this Pestilence who can't blink yet, but this Amun-Ra's gonna turn around and just kill the team. Like, big dive for no reason. And Ra, who's actually gonna try to slow his Forsaken Archer, but misses. So this was a pretty weird chase right there by the Hellborn side, and Forsaken Archer staying there and gonna get slowed by Ra and gonna die. So the team just feeding this Ra after actually winning a fight. That's really weird players right there. So we see actually Aluna actually didn't die right there. Might actually try to finish this Samurai Warden who actually finished the Firebrain. We see actually Elflower right there and a stun. Aluna might actually finish this player down, but we see the bird. The bird is the word and blinked on by this Pestilence, and he's gonna fall for sure. So yet again, just I mean, we see the Hellborn side seems to throw just this game straight up. You know, just dying over and over again. So this is pretty rough for them. They need to start playing well, or they're just gonna lose. We see Voodoo Jester yet again, like sitting at the entrance to stack them, which is not bad. I mean, but it just seems like the problem is not the farm on the Hellborn side, but it's just the plays. We see Geomancer yet again being aggressive, since he can escape at any time he wants, and the Dr. Repulsor still has his Shrunken Head at 10 charges. So the next fight is gonna be pretty good for them, even if like Ra could actually probably pick up the Shrunken Head right there. And you see Pyromancer actually way overextending right there and gonna die. But the stun from Voodoo Jester actually bouncing around, but still dies. And we see Dr. Repulsor actually right there overextending really bad. But Forsaken Archer actually gonna ult a lot of people right there. And Geomancer is gonna fall to the tower and the ult from Forsaken Archer. We see Pestilence being pretty low, actually chasing Aluna right there. Aluna trying to juke with his Deja Vu. And we see yet again Forsaken Archer landing a pretty good crippling volley, but is this Pestilence gonna die? Probably not right there. And yes, he will. And we see Ra actually being the last man alive with Emerald Warden at mid right there, but they're gonna fall back, and that's gonna be it for the fight. So a 2-for-3 exchange right there. Pyro dying pretty early in the fight. Yet again overextended with his portal key right there, so pretty interesting plays right there. Illumina actually trying to farm his Shrunken Head, which will be pretty good against the team, except for Pestilence. I mean, we see a lot of magic damage coming out. We like Amun-Ra, Geomancer, and all the damage from Dr. Repulsor. That's a lot of magic damage, and Shrunken Head will help just shutting down all of that. We see Forsaken Archer actually getting pretty close to Genjuro right there, buying a Dancing Blade, so she needs about how much? Phil, that's 2,500. You know, like I'm so good at math. You know, it's just like just ask. I mean, you can just ask, Bricky. You know. Oh yeah, thanks. So yes, so that's the amount he needs. In the meantime, we see Pyro being stuck at the same items for quite a while right now. Maybe because he has 12 deaths, that might be a factor. It's pretty much the same for this Tundra right there, was just reached his 10th death in the last fight. We see Dr. Repulsor might get initiated by this the Hellborn side right here. See Pyro actually going in, but actually big snipe, but Shrunken Head actually saving this Dr. Repulsor. Pyro actually dying alone yet again to this counter initiation from the Pestilence. So another charge of Shrunken Head used on Dr. Repulsor, but I mean that's not much to compensate from a death. And we see actually Forsaken Emerald Warden being right there, scouted out by this Shiver. Who's being underused this game for sure. So we see the team actually falling back. You know, don't want to initiate a 4 versus 5 team fight. That would be pretty stupid. And we see the fight actually getting forced by this Dr. Repulsor who initiates on the Forsaken Archer. That's actually melted right there by the Pestilence combo, and Pestilence actually dying to this Amun-Ra, who's actually manning up, but probably gonna finish this this Tundra right here. It's gonna take a while actually, but in the end he's gonna die. The Tundra's gonna die. And we see Ra actually farming his puzzle box minion as well, so that's pretty bad. Ra actually going for barbed armor instead of a blink dagger, which is, I mean, it's pretty good, but it's not the best. Probably a blink to follow up on Pestilence and DR initiation would be pretty good, but I mean, can't argue. That's all an hindsight thing, you know. And actually finishing a barrier idol as well. Oh yeah, for sure, Bricky. I mean, like you're for sure you're right about this blink dagger. I really think you should have gotten the blink dagger right there. Yeah, but that's what I said. Like, why? Just tell me why, Phil. Well, I mean, you said it. Well, so why are you telling me again? Well, you know, I'm just, you know, okay, so, anyways, we see Forsaken Archer actually finishing off a wingbow instead of Genjuro right here, which is, I mean, it's not a bad item, but I mean, it's pretty decent against Pestilence. If he finishes a Shrunken Head after that, he's pretty much like set for the whole game after that. He could actually sit there and turret some people off, but and it's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out, if he has time to finish a Shrunken or not. We see Aluna getting pretty close to a Shrunken Head, finishing off with her Mighty Blade right there, and actually being 700 gold off. Voodoo Jester actually finishing a Storm Spirit, which is really huge. I mean, he can save some people like from all that initiation power from Pestilence and Doctor Repulsor if they actually like man up on a target and that target gets Storm Spirited by this Voodoo Jester. I mean, that's gonna be really bad for the team. So we actually see like all the initiation power getting countered by the overpowered Storm Spirit in the Heroes of New Earth, which should be like the Dota one, in my opinion. But I mean, that's for a different discussion. Anyways, we see a Haste Rune right there at top, who actually is gonna get picked up by the Tundra and then given to the Forsaken Archer from his bottle, which is gonna be pretty big for the next team fight. When you think about it, hasted Forsaken Archer is really gonna be really strong if he gets the support from Voodoo Jester that he needs. So we actually might see the team try for a Kongor fight right here. You just have to actually pick up another ward right there, and they have Shiver and wards. So I mean, they should really go for Kongor right here, and that's what they're gonna do. We see the puzzle box minion actually coming out right there, and it's gonna be an easy Kongor kill for the Hellborn side. Yet again, abusing the Hellborn factor in the game. We see, it kinda looks like they have no clue about it. Forsaken Archer should actually just drop her TP and take the Kongor token for sure, actually giving it to Tundra. You see him picking it up right there, and big stun on. And we see actually Tundra getting mass CC'd with his low HP, and everyone actually falling way too fast from the initiation yet again. We see Aluna actually trying to run from this Doctor Repulsor, probably a miss stun from Pyromancer right there, but I mean, Aluna's gonna fall to this Pyromancer, to this Doctor Repulsor, but no! Big save by this Pyromancer, ulting the Doctor Repulsor at the last second. So we see Forsaken Archer with her token actually gonna die right there. Actually dying even if she had a haste rune, so this is really bad for the Hellborn side, who actually kinda like grouped up right there for the initiation from Pestilence. So this is very bad news, and the two lanes are actually pushing right now, so they have some catching up to do right there. Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, like, we're gonna see some more snipes by this Haluna actually clearing out the creep waves, but we're probably gonna see at least a tower fall right there. But Pestilence being pretty low, in range of if Pyromancer could actually blink in and stun two people right there, and Pestilence really low, but no, Pyromancer manning down and getting nuked by those wolves, so he can't blink yet. We see Voodoo Jester being there as well, so we see some big initiation by Pyro right there, actually missing both of her nukes. Aluna actually popping her BKB to actually gonna try and kill this Emerald Warden, but nothing happens really. So this is pretty bad for the Hellborn side, but actually defending their racks. So I mean, all in all, a good fight, but wasting the token. So yeah. In the meantime, we see Pyro actually crying behind the well for no reason. Actually probably gonna throw the game, it seems like, even if the game is really in range of the Hellborn side. We see actually Forsaken Archer actually being a motivational speaker for the team for sure, and actually trying to motivate him back into the game. But we see Gray actually just calling out the shut the fuck ups yet again. And still crying behind the well, even if he has his tablet and pretty much everything he needs. A big, like the Hellborn side actually like shattering right there for no reason really, but we see actually Pyro blinking back in and finishing his tablet and, you know, manning up or something. So we're probably gonna see some Geomancer actually picking up an Ace Rune and finishing a Storm Spirit, so trying to gank this Aluna at top, but nothing's gonna come out of it. We see actually Dr. Repulsor going for an Elflower probably, and finished Souls and Shield Breaker on this Pestilence. So they're gonna try to push mid, and we see Forsaken Archer actually getting initiated, Storm Spirited by this Voodoo Jester or not. I mean, we see actually Dr. Repulsor getting Storm Spirited by his team and actually gonna get nuked down, but no, actually Tundra getting saved by his teammate. But Geomancer is gonna fall right here to this Tundra. Tundra actually trying to nuke down this Dr. Repulsor, but not happening. We see Ra actually picking off pretty much the whole team in the back. And this is really bad for the Hellborn side. That's probably gonna concede right here. Pyro blinking out, but I mean, what is he gonna do? Nothing, indeed. And Aluna actually getting out there, but getting blinked on in this Pestilence and just dying. So we see the Hellborn side actually conceding right here, and then that's the GG well played coming out. And that's it for the game.
Legion wins!